Good morning, guys. I wanted to do another video on just a step-by-step of how you take a data set, you put it in a graph, and then how you go from there in determining your mean, median, mode, and range, and then how you would put that in a box plot. So I'm going from this little paper because I'm going to assign you one of these next week. So instead of using all of these data sets, I just chose 10 because I don't need this much data just to see if you get it. So I just taking it from here and I'm putting on here just to show you step by step on what to do. So if this was my data set that I took from that paper just a second ago, I have 6 and 3/10, 4 and 9/10, 5 and 5/10, 6 and 3/10, 6 and 4/10, 5 and 2/10, 7 and 1/10, 7 and 4/10, 4 and 8/10, and 5. These are not in order right now, so your step number 1 is to put your data in ascending order. And remember, just like when you're on an airplane and your pilot says you're ready for ascent, that means you're going from least to greatest. So we're going to take our least number and we're going to put it first. So we have 5, check. And remember, I have 10, so at the end I'm going to count it again to make sure I have all 10 in my data set. So I have 5, 5 and 2/10, 5 and 5/10. Whoops, look what Miss Garza missed. 4 and 9/10. I know if we were in class right now, you'd be, Miss Garza, Miss Garza, Miss Garza, Miss Garza, you missed it. I caught myself. So 4 and 9/10, 5, 5 and 2/10, 5 and 5/10. Looky here again. I missed another one. Good thing I used a pencil. So we have 4 and 8/10, 4 and 9/10. Keep going. Remember, you make a mistake, we just keep going. No biggie. Let's see, do I have any that are just 6 by itself? No, but I have 2 6 and 3/10. Check those guys off. I have a 6 and 4/10. I have a 7 and 1/10. And a 7 and 4/10. Now remember, I had 10 up here, so I should have 10 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I have 10 in my data set. Now step number 2 is to find the median. A little trick to remember, median is a size medium is the size in the middle between small and large. So median is the one in the middle. This is an even data set, so I'm going to have 2. Remember, if you have 2, if there's 2 medians, add together, then divide by 2. So I'm gonna have 2 here because it's an even data set. So we go 1 from the top, 1 from the bottom, 1 from the top, 1 from the bottom, 1 from the top, 1 from the bottom, 1 from the top, 1 from the bottom. So those are my 2 medians. So I have 5 and 5/10 and 6 and 3/10. So my rule over here, if there's 2 medians, make that plural, add and then divide by 2. So I'm gonna add 5 and 5/10 and 6 and 3/10, 11 and 8/10, and then my second step is to divide that by 2. So 5 and 9/10. So I like to put a little arrow right here and put 5 and 9/10. That was not originally part of my data set. So when we're finding the upper median and the lower median, I'm going to use these in my lower data set and I'm going to use these in my upper data set. Because this was not a data point, it is not included in my upper and lower extreme. So next week I will show you an example of if that number is used, we do not use it in the upper and lower. But today we can keep moving forward. So that was step 2, find the median. So the median is 5 9/10, so I'm going to keep track. That is quartile 2 equals 5 9/10. That's my median. Scars is running out of room here. Then I'm going to scoop my paper up just a little bit so you can see what I'm doing here. Step 3 is to find the median of the upper and lower quartile. That's going to be quartile 1 for the lower, and the upper is quartile 3. So let's do quartile 1 first. My data set was, hold on, just to keep notes here, find median of lower quartile. The same way you found the median over there is the same way you're going to find the median over here. Everything to the left of your median is your lower quartile. Everything to the right of your median is your upper quartile. So here's your lower one. One from the top, one from the bottom, one from the top, one from the bottom. Your low quartile median is 5. So we're going to put Q1 equals 5. This was an odd data set, so you only had one median. Step 4 is to find Q3. Find median of the upper quartile. So here's my upper quartile, everything to the right of my original median, my Q2. So one from the bottom, one from the top, one from the bottom, one from the top, 6 4/10. So my Q3 is 6 4/10. So now I have enough data, I'm going to rip this one off, to plot my box plot here. So right now I have not found the mode, I have not found the median, the mean, and I have not found the regular range yet. Right now I'm just using this data and doing the Q1, Q2, Q3, which lets me find the inner quartile range. Then I'll come back and use this data to find the mean and the regular range. Most of you are not struggling with the finding the mean and the range. It's this part that we're kind of still struggling with. So now it's just all about setting up my box plot. So the first thing I'm going to do is draw my number line, and I'm going to plot my Q2. So over here, my Q2 was 5 9/10. So I'm going to place 5 9/10 right there, and you plot your dot. And I'm going to label it Q2. I'm going to plot now Q1, which was exactly 5. And I'm going to plot it. That's Q1. Connect those dots. And then now plot Q3, 6 4/10. This would be about 6, 6 1/10, 6 2/10, 6 3/10, 6 4/10. We'll scoot them over a little bit, because my scars is going to run out of room here. Because I have to go all the way up to 7 4/10. So let's say it's approximately right here. So that's where that one would be, and we box that one in. So there is your box that you've plotted. Label that Q3. And then to get your whiskers, because it's a box and whisker plot, This is the box, and now to plot your whiskers, you're just going to plot your lowest number and your highest number. So my lowest number was 4 8/10. There's 1 whisker. And my highest number was 7 4/10. It was probably further down here. 7 4/10 and plotted there. So if this is all you were given and Miss Garza said, what is the mean? Your answer should be, I don't know, Miss Garza. Based on this box plot, not enough information is given. If Miss Garza were to give you this data set and said, what is the mean? You would be able to find the sum, divide by how many were here, which was 10. So I'm going to end this video because this is just how to make a box and whisker plot, and then I'll make another video on how to take this, put it in my stem and leaf, and how to take the same data we just used and figure out all the central tendencies, the range and interquartile range, and then the summary distribution. While I'm still here though, we can do interquartile range real quick. Interquartile range. That is just your highest, quartile 3, lowest median, quartile 1, and you subtract 6 4/10 minus 5, 1 4/10. So your IQR is equal to 1 4/10.